First thing I need your thoughts on is this idea of a prisoner swap. Justice Secretary Remulla has confirmed that Indonesia wants an exchange of prisoners. They want the alleged drug kingpin Gregor Haas in exchange for Guo. Haas is, of course, on Indonesia's most wanted list. Give us a better sense of how the DOJ is seeing this.
We've seen the reports from Indonesian media that supposedly they're asking for this swap of individuals. But I'm not exactly privy to the existence of an official request on the part of Indonesia for that swap. It's the BI that currently has custody over Haas, and neither DOJ nor BI has had any official request. What we do know is that PNP is closely collaborating with its counterpart in Indonesia, who presently has custody over Alice Guo. And we are hopeful that Mayor Guo will be brought home at the soonest possible time, and this possibility of a prisoner swap won't serve as an obstacle to that.
Because Justice Secretary Remulla held a press conference earlier today, and he was asked for confirmation whether or not the complication that he was talking about was the prisoner swap. So are you saying that there has been no formal communication from Indonesia to the DOJ in regards to this prisoner swap?
Yes. No formal communication as of end of office hours earlier, unless it wasn't relayed to me. So certainly this possible obstacle it's something that's there in the media, something obviously that we are looking at. But so far, at least from current indications, it's still not official.
Was Justice Secretary Remulla relying on Indonesian media reports then, do you think?
Reports as well as things that we already know. Things that we already know that there's this background talk of this possibility. Okay. But so far, it hasn't been triggered yet. Unless something happened there in Indonesia already while PNP is talking with their counterparts.
Based on what I gathered from that press con, Usec, and I was actually going to ask you this to try to explain to a regular person like me, right? What Secretary of Justice Remulla said was that magkakaproblema kasi nasa police. For Alice Guo, ang police ang nakakuha sa kanya. Right? For the rest, it was the immigration authorities of Indonesia that were able to get her. Ano po yung magiging difference? Okay, without covering the prisoner swap or whatever, since that's still up in the air, what would be the difference na yung police nilang nakahuli vis-a-vis yung immigration authorities?
So I'll just harp on what you said, Shona. I'm not confirming anything. Let's not pursue this angle yet unless it's official. But there's a difference between immigration custody and police custody. Immigration custody, it would be solely an immigration issue, meaning that they can deport Alice Guo as an undesirable alien, which is something that we usually do. It's something that we've done for the different foreign nationals that we've arrested for implication in illegal pogos. On the other hand, it could be a police issue because it's the police that has the interest in the investigation and prosecution of drug offenses there. So that's why there's a significance on who has custody over Alice Guo in Indonesia.
Okay. As PAOK spokesman Winston Casio pointed out, there are currently no criminal charges filed against Alice Guo yet. How does that complicate the case? How does that muddy the picture?
Well, I think very soon, a criminal charge may be filed because as of Tuesday last week, the qualified trafficking in persons case against Alice Guo and company was already submitted for resolution. And I was informed that we should expect a resolution within the week. Of course, I don't want to get ahead of the prosecutors who will have the final say. But prior to that, when speaking to the team who investigated the case and filed and provided the evidence, it seems that we have a strong case, especially considering that there's a big chance that Mayor Guo's counter affidavit will not be considered. In other words, at least for Mayor Guo, it will only be the state's evidence that will be considered to determine if she should be brought to court.
So the first possible criminal charge would be qualified trafficking? Possible.
Hopefully.
Possible.
Or, of course, there's another possibility. If you remember what happened to Sheila Guo when she was brought home, Sheila and Cassandra Ong, they were subjected to a warrantless arrest by NBI. They went through inquest, and they were subsequently charged as well. So I think it's likely that qualified trafficking resolution will come first. But if if indeed they're going to go through warrantless arrest, there's going to be a close proximity of these two cases.
If Indonesia does come through with a formal request for a prisoner swap, how would DOJ see that? Help us understand the implications of a high-value exchange of prisoners like that.
Certainly, that's going to be a lot more agencies will be involved. It won't be just us. Of course, Bureau of Immigration will come into the picture because they have custody over Haas. PNP would come into the picture because it's their counterpart that we're dealing with, and DFA will come into the picture as well because there's a diplomatic issue here. So it's going to be a little more complicated, but it could also not be. Maybe we will. So we'll see. Let's wait and see because we are hopeful. Indonesia has been very good to us during the course of all this. They're a good neighbor, and we've been a good neighbor to them as well. Dr. Casio mentioned earlier the recent raid in Lapu-Lapu City where several Indonesian nationals were rescued. And that's been the case. In a lot of other pogos that we've raided, Indonesian nationals have also been rescued. So we can rely on very good diplomatic relationship with Indonesia to hopefully have our way, because they are aware just how important Alice Guo is to us.
But another clarification, Usec, like Regina said, he is Mr. Haas, Gregory Haas, is one of the most wanted in Indonesia. However, as Director Casio pointed out, he is Australian. So how does this, what takes precedence, yung pagkaka-Australian niya or yung pagkaka-most wanted niya sa Indonesia? Or yung
It's up in the air.
Right.
It really depends on how all parties will come into agreement. It's even possible, hopefully, this is what can happen, that Mayor Guo will be deported to us first, and we'll just talk about Haas afterwards. It won't be kaliwaan, no. So let's see how things go.
So there has to be there's going to be a negotiation first before she gets deported. So can I confirm at this point in time there is?
I don't know because there hasn't been any official request to us for Haas.
That's true.
And what I understand is that PNP is there right now, and we are actually optimistic that she'll be brought home soon. So we'll see.
Do we have a timeline yet, or have you heard anything on when she might be brought back?
Nothing definite, but some people are saying that let's wait tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be in the edge of our seat tomorrow.